Switch to Verizon Business and get more from your internet without paying more for your internet. Get LTE Business Internet starting at $39 a month when paired with select business mobile plans. That's unlimited data, and with it, unlimited possibilities. Start saving today with Verizon Business, ranked #1 in small business internet customer satisfaction by J.D. Power. Starting price for 25 megabits per second LTE internet plan with smartphone plan savings, plus taxes, fees, and economic adjustment charge. Terms apply. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for the stay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's this time of the week that we like to say, welcome to Eejits of the World! With you,
Glenn Wall and you,
Andrew Maxwell. And what a cornucopia of clowns we have for you this week. We have the Eejits of...
the cocaine train.
We also have the Eejits of...
high-class heists en français.
Whoa. And finally, we have the Eejits of... far-right cake baking. Manchester style. Thank you for joining us here in this incredibly hot shed.
It's really hot.
If you're watching this on Smell-O-Vision, that's the reason why I look so puce.
Yeah, I think he looks guilty. It's like a courtroom drama, and I got him up on the rack.
What do you mean you got witnesses? Nobody told me about the witnesses.
Your Honor, take a look in the boy's eyes.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Now then, let us get to it. So, we were missing last week. Remiss of us. That's because I was back home in Ireland.
That's his story, and he's sticking to it.
Thank you very much.
He's not stopped sweating since he came back.
That's the Guinness leaving my system. That is the salt in the potato also leaving my system. Yes, I was back home in Dublin recording a new YouTube special.
Oh my God, that'll be wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, there you go.
Well, I'll look forward to that.
But now, Mr. Glenn, the downside of missing out an episode is you've just got to walk your dog in silence for a week. But on the upside, it means that the dam is we're pretty much bursting with Eejits this week.
Yeah, they've got to get and we've got to open it up because those salmon got to get uphill to spawn.
That's right. We must release the salmon traps. Right. Have you got a story?
That's a terrible part of Lord of the Rings. Release the salmon.
Is that a metaphor or actual salmon, my lord?
When we're supposed to bring salmon. No one reads my memos. Never.
Nobody told me. I thought when you said it was a barbecue, I feel frightfully embarrassed now. Would you like to furnish my brain with some Eejits, Mr. Glenn?
Yes. It was. It's the Eejits of the internet because.
Those guys they have just been on a hot run for 30 years.
Yeah,
just every year.
As soon as they opened up the internet, there they were.
That's it. They're just waiting.
Fully formed like a terracotta army.
They're just one layer beneath the surface.
All you had to do was turn it on, and there they were. With the nacho cheese on their shirts.
Delicious.
Yes.
So what are we talking about?
It happened, there was a train ride with Macron, Keir Starmer, and the German guy.
Oh, Merz. Friedrich Merz.
Yeah. I get the feeling I'm not going to have to remember his name for very long.
Really?
I got a feeling about him. But anyway, which is...
by a train ride. They weren't like going through, North Wales on the way to Llandudno. It wasn't a lovely old steam train.
No, they weren't making a show for BBC 4.
the Avengers must gather. It must be the Prime Minister of Great Britain, the Chancellor of the Bundesrepublik Deutschland, and the President of the French Fifth Republic must come together to finally defeat Portillo.
With a lovely cream tea in Devon.
And here I am in my red jeans.
Yeah. What level of confidence? I know.
Yeah. Yes, my guidebook says that there's an exquisite village. Wow, what a great gig.
Well,
except for being on trains and that.
Yeah. So it was a working holiday. They were
Where were they? Where were they?
In Europe somewhere.
They're interrailing. Were they just catching up with?
Yeah, they're just taking the summer
to find themselves.
Yeah.
In Bratislava again.
Yeah. Found themselves in the same hostel where they all got laid.
All those years ago.
Yeah.
It's been a while since any of those peckers have got wet.
Yeah.
I'd imagine.
I would imagine so.
Well, you never know. It's very busy. It's a busy job being a head of state.
Yeah. So some photographers and reporters came in to say hello, snapped some pictures, and left. And the footage got jumped on by far right conspiracy theorists,
plus realists like Alex Jones,
and a lot of Russian bots.
Is there any other kind?
Yeah, and they said they were absolutely certain that there was a bag of Coke on the table, disguised as a napkin, and there was a Coke spoon hidden, camouflaged as a stir stick.
Classic.
Now, first of all, like, it is possible. Like, I've used a stir stick to do that before, and I've stored drugs in a napkin. Those two things can happen.
Yeah.
But I am not the president or the prime minister of anywhere.
No.
Like, if those three gentlemen were going to be doing that, you wouldn't be able to burst in on them, by the way. It would be like there would be snipers on the door.
Yeah. Or they just lock the door.
Yeah.
Mr. Prime Minister. Oh!
Yeah. And the problem
it wasn't like J-Lo on her holidays. They didn't pap the three of them. It was an actual photo opportunity where the gentlemen of the international press were shepherded into the carriage on the secure train.
Exactly. The big problem was Macron did look like he had just had a line of Coke. He had that French eyebrow up, and he looked like he was about to really bore you with some stories about golf. Like, really, really get deep into it. And it's like, but, it was going to be a par four. Well,
then I saw the sand trap and I said, Sacre bleu. This will be a turkey course.
Yeah, and the German guy did look like
Friedrich Merz.
He does not have a name. I've looked into it. He does not. That's not his real name.
Who cares what a German politician's called? They're the worst.
Okay, now I like it. He looked like he might have had Coke, but the other thing that made it looked like Keir Starmer had not had any Coke and would not understand what they'd done.
Yeah.
Oh, those chaps keep going to the bathroom a lot. They must have some dodgy stomachs or something. I mean, we all had the same curry. I don't understand it.
Frightfully good company, though. Gosh, I mean, sometimes I struggle for small talk. These guys are real chatterboxes. I really wanted something to take my mind off the terrible local election results. I couldn't get a word in. Between Friedrich talking about how he preferred Kill Bill 2 to Kill Bill 1. And Emmanuel, God, Oh, she likes talking rugby. It was so ridiculous. But it's like, yeah, it's just a tissue on the table. And they were like, their evidence was, look, he took the tissue off the table. Only a drug dealer would care about having a tidy table.
Yeah. Well, tell me why they would need to take a tissue off a table for an international photo shoot. Why wouldn't he want to have a big snot rag in front of him as the French leader?
If he truly is a leader of the free world, he should release the buggers. That was odd. So odd. It got whipped up really quickly into being a thing.
But even if that's what they were doing, if they caught them mid snort, I still wouldn't care. No. I'd just be like, okay, well, enjoy your train ride, lads. I don't care. Like, as long as you do the... But that's what happens. And with the right-wing guys, too. Like, I've never seen a right-wing conspiracy theorist that I didn't think was at least on a bump. At least, like when they're making their little and the globalists. I'll tell you what's wrong with the globalists.
They're turning the frogs gay. I mean, it's literally the first line that's going to come out your head as you leave the bathroom. Walk back into the rocker, San Diego's #1 rock bar. Turn the frogs gay.
Like really yelling it so everyone can hear.
So you can find out who else is on the same stuff. Fucking right here, man.
Yeah.
Do you know cats used to have a cock? It's so ridiculous.
But yeah, they're clutching their pearls over this. Like, oh my God, there's goddamn globalists are gay drug addicts, and I'm like, well. Good, I know some gay drug addicts. If it turns out that they're like a little catty queen, cokey catty queen, all right, sure. Why not? That's a kind of person.
That's still better than you.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, we've been in show business a long time, and the catty queens don't invade countries. Or personal space. You're good for that. You got to give them that.
Yeah,
they have good social dynamics to them.
But because I was, and you fall down this rabbit hole and you start seeing their proof. And by the way, if like they were showing first, they show all the world leaders sniffing, which is not. It's not proof. It's like, well, or they all had a cold during that one time. Like,
Are you telling me in the 5 years you were in office, you had statistically a head cold, or hay fever, or just a nose?
Yeah.
Stuff falls out of them.
Yeah, like you've got the worldwide eye is shining on you. You're speaking. You have to remember what you're saying. People are interrupting you with questions from the press.
Yeah.
You think you're just going to be like a fucking, just straight backed and, it's all cool. Yeah, you might sniffle a bit, a little nervous, but... But that was the other thing too. They go into proof that they're gay, and
who's gay?
Well, all of the globalists.
Keir Starmer's gay.
No, they didn't have any proof on him. But
that's amazing. What an insult for him! Like, just like, sorry, there's just nothing about you that I mean,
I think that would only help him. If he could
sure,
prove himself to be gay, he would have been helped by if they'd bursted in and he was doing a bump,
he is buying his jumpers out of the supermarket, right? I mean, that's the level of stray he is.
They're being purchased for him.
No, he's been in Sainsbury's and picked up a belt and some socks.
Oh yeah, no, it's where it's coming from. But he's not even even involved in the decision making process.
No. Not at all.
He's being dressed.
Maybe a V-neck this time. Shut up, Kerr. You'll have a round neck like all the rest of them.
Yeah. Mr. Excitement.
Oh, V-neck. Want to get the titties out, do you dirty bastard?
Then they went on to the proof that Macron is gay, and if it is footage of him dancing, there's no secret about it. That is a gay man. Have you seen the footage of him dancing when he was a young man?
No.
It's
Do you want people to see the footage of you dancing as a young man?
well, it's a reason I.
Everybody dances slightly more fleet of foot when they're young.
You've not seen these? No, it's like from the 80s, and it's all sort of. He wouldn't. A headband would not have been amiss in his get-up.
Okay, all right. Right. So a little bit of "You make me feel
Yeah, but
mighty real."
yeah,
Make me feel mighty real.
more new,
Make me feel.
little new romantic though.
Oh, they were some of the straightest men alive. They just looked gay, but in fact, they were all plumbers from Sheffield. That was great. You know, the Human League. They're all like that, weren't they? You know, with an eyeshadow, and I've got my hair up one side, so I look like a rooster. Right, and I've got them covered in gold and lamé, and I've got a bit of, you know, lippy on. But I'm also, you know, NVQ, you know, qualified plumber. If your boiler's fucked, I'm on the way. Okay.
Yeah, could you come dressed normally though, please?
No. No. I am the keyboardist in one of the country's leading new romantic bands. Uniform is uniform, basically.
That's right. And if I take the makeup off, I just got to put it back on. I got 2 gigs tonight. I can't. I'm coming like this, or I'm not coming at all.
Exactly. There might be a little bit of trail of glitter as I leave you aboard.
Proof of work. That's
Exactly.
what I say.
Just showed you. You can fill in the paperwork, or you can deal with the glitter. It's up to you. Yeah. What I like to... The French Foreign Minister, Jean-Noël Barrot,
Bonjour.
which just means John Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Strange name to give a child. Hello, John Christmas.
Yeah.
Anyway, you never really thought about Christmas having a first name, did you? Because Mary's a nickname. It's actually John Christmas. Anyway, whatever. He said about this nonsense, he said that it's completely irresponsible, ... and lame. That's the Trump effect. Everybody's slowly getting more and more playground. Shut up, you're stupid and lame.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Trump, I can't remember what terror attack he came out, he just, in the middle of it all, they're monsters, they're terrorists, they're killers, they're ruthless. And then he changed tone and he went down a notch and just went, and you know what else? Losers. They're losers. You know what I mean? It was not that they're terrorists, mass murderers. They're losers. And I think that's what John Christmas...
Heavily picked on in high school.
By me. By me and the other 3 big guys. All dopes. One's dead. The other one plays golf with me. The other one's my secret lover.
Well, that's too, like, and it's only because it's one side of the culture war. Now MAGA is like up in arms about cocaine abuse. I'm like, have you seen Trump's children? I saw there was a picture of them all together in the paper, and I was like, mate, people of Bolivia would be living much worse lives if those nostrils didn't exist.
Yeah. That's why every time I see Donald Trump Jr., I think of all the wells and health clinics and paved roads that his addiction has gone all the way up into those high valleys of the Andes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he actually financed some of those roads just to get it quicker.
Like father, like son, mega
everything
project.
else was so dry. He'd snorted it dry. It was the last place there was any coke left. And he was like, what if I...
But Senor Trump, it's not ready. We're going to build a road, buddy. By the time it gets there, you better be ready, because I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be there in an open-topping car. One of the main reasons why over the last 4 years of Biden, why there was such a surge over the border from Mexico, is because of Donald Trump's wall. The vast majority of the border had the Sonoran Desert, I think it's called.
Oh, yeah.
So it was literally impossible.
Yeah.
Nobody went through there, right? Because there were no roads. It was a desert, right? Then Donald Trump built a wall. But to build a wall, you've got to build roads. So now there's loads and loads of beautiful brand new roads that lead directly from the border into America. Yeah. There you go. Father like son. Father like son.
Yeah.
And as for, Putin, like, going, look, the evidence is here. Look, 3 guys around the table can only be doing cocaine. Mate, you've got the biggest table in the world.
Yeah.
You just think of how much gag Putin can put out there for his little rocket man buddy.
That's why he has such a big table. He doesn't want to share. Vlad, what you doing down there? Nothing.
Nothing. What could the man be doing in a 40-foot white table?
Yeah, and just the idea that, like, Russians are like, oh, we don't take it. Bullshit.
Please. Come on.
Yeah.
You take anything to not feel like you're in Russia. Come on. Anyway, well, that's travel. That's international travel and conspiracy theories. There's another one on the go. Did you see this?
Oh, yeah. Which one?
This is, they're fighting the radars now.
Oh, yeah.
All right, this is great now. So it turns out there is an armed conspiracy militia in America called Veterans on Patrol.
Oh, no.
God damn it. Just fix people's dogs and shut the fuck up. He wants your damn radical opinions. I'm so sweaty in this
Just
bunker.
the fact that they named it
God,
that.
I hope these tissues are from something non-nefarious.
Don't put it on the table. Will be.
I'm so sweaty. It's so hot in here. Yeah, so this is radars, right? So this Veterans on Patrol, apparently they're armed to the teeth in America.
Wow.
And
what could go wrong?
And they're attacking the radars. The American government's weather radars, because they say that the radars are in fact, and I quote, weather weapons.
Just gets twisted to, we're looking for the actor who played Radar on MASH.
You got him in there. He's an outstanding character actor. It's so madness. But the logic there is, anybody notice every time there's a really bad storm where people die, 24 hours beforehand, they're talking about radar coverage. That's the logic. Apparently, there's the real big problem. This is okay. They're missing staff. Trump sacked a load of the staff. So there's when the radars get attacked by these dipshits, they have 90 vacancies from maintenance staff.
So now they get no idea what the weather's going to be doing.
What the weather's going to do.
And they just got, it shows you how those weathermen they ain't shit without their radars.
You know what? They're just weather shams.
Yeah.
The only good ones are the good looking ones.
Yeah. And I can never.
Like that Mexican weather lady who I can't stop thinking about.
Anytime.
But only because I'm a real man.
Yeah. Anytime they're too cute, I don't know what the weather is.
Oh,
I stopped listening and I'm looking at her.
Her loveliness.
Yeah,
and hoping that the weather is as nice as she is.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm planning a life with her. I'm not.
And I want to know what the weather's going to be like.
But I can't listen to it.
I'm caught in a down spiral. Yeah. I want to plan a picnic for the two of us.
Yeah.
But I need to know, how many boiled eggs to bring.
Or whether or not to have the picnic at all. That's the real The real.
Oh no, the picnic's going ahead.
Yeah.
Whether she likes it or not.
Yeah, we're going
And by
to have fun.
and by picnic, I mean I'll be in my car in the car park. It's just mental. It's mental. It's absolutely nuts, but there they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to fight the radars.
We just can't have nice things because of them. We need to have a different country that they can go to.
What do you mean?
Like a different world or something. Because it's just getting. It's
Well,
just
like
getting
just Elon could
dumb.
just fire them out to Mars, where they can fight Martian weather. Now, that's evil. That's some raw evil Martian weather right there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Jesus, I never thought I'd live in a world where they were fighting the radars.
No.
Never occurred to me that people wouldn't value knowing what the weather's going to do.
Or very quickly realize their mistake of taking out their own radars. I mean, and they're military men too. So it's like, first thing we do, if we want to keep this society safe, we take out our own radars.
Yeah, that's just because they were in a war zone. A third of the army don't go anywhere near the front lines.
That's true.
These could have been catering corps.
Yeah.
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 So who knows? But the point
Handing out
is,
different size slacks at the... what do you, an extra large? Okay, I think we got that back here.
okay, Tubby, welcome to the U.S. military. You haven't been talking to the radars, have you?
Yeah, this guy's been standing close to him. They give
How
him
the
your
fuck
head.
do you even find out? Like, before the internet, how would these people have ever met each other? Like, how do you bring it up in conversation that you think the radar is evil?
Yeah, it would take a lot of trust. I think, like, it would have to be a really long fishing trip before I let you know that I was afraid of the radars.
Yeah, I would have told you about that time I dressed up as Bo Peep long before.
Yeah.
Long before I started goofing off about the radars.
And whoever made up the radar thing, do they feel guilty? Or do they just like, oh, one of them caught on? That, like, is there an open mic night for these theories? You gotta go down.
Right. Just 10 lunatics with their own ideas. The feet are talking to me. Too much, buddy. Too much. Feet don't talk.
Yeah, can't get them interested, so that,
I love that. Just pitching it. Just one guy walking on. Radar. Interested.
Yeah.
Dudes polishing their war medals. Oh, I know. Looks like I've got a second war to fight, along with the one in my soul. Mental. Well, there you go. Well, good luck to you. Good luck to you in your half-baked ideas. They're still better than no-baked ideas.
Yeah.
Just bear that in mind. You're wrong, but at least you said something.
Yeah, and don't go boating after one of your attacks or camping. There'll be no way of warning you.
Yes. Stay away from lightning, which you'll know nothing about. Because you refuse to bow down to big radar.
Yeah.
Right.
It just pisses me off. They get something in their head, and then all of a sudden, we got to buy toothpaste over the counter because it's like, no, that's what the lizard people eat. we gotta steal it all. You gotta get rid of it all.
I still can't work out whether they're pro or anti fluoride. Because I've never got past the word fluoride. I'm like, I'm sure, I think they're talking about toothpaste. And then I drift off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It goes back and forth. It's like,
hey there, knocky.
Sorry.
Why don't knock on the table? Why don't you?
Can't help it.
We're living in a world where we're losing radars on a daily basis, and you're kicking over the last hoop microphones in Christendom.
I'm sorry, I was adjusting my penis.
Decided to go to innie mode, have you?
Yeah.
Right.
Taking the top down.
Llegaron los nuevos McCrispy Strips, listos para aventurarse en la mezcla de mayo ketchup, la barbecue que quedó en el fondo de la cajita, Hot Fudge Sundae y en la nueva Creamy Chili McCrispy Strip Dip. Los nuevos McCrispy Strips, ahora en McDonald's. Ba da ba ba ba.
Well, Mr. Glenn.
I did.
Now that we've polished off that porridge bowl of daftness,
Yeah.
do you have some more for me?
I do, and it's the French theme will continue. Oui. It took place about 4 years ago during the Paris Fashion Week.
Oh, God, I love Paris Fashion Week.
It's back when Kim and Kanye were still an item.
God,
Yeah.
I really thought they'd make it.
Yeah. You know, just two solid rocks. I guess sometimes it's just like magnets.
Don't talk to
you
her
know?
taste like that. Don't talk about her taste like that. They're real. Anyway, yes. So Kim Kardashian, she is in Paris.
In the fanciest restaurant or fanciest hotel in Paris. You know, you can't get any swankier. And,
the Ibis.
Yeah,
By the train station.
Yeah.
Who needs a front door and a bathroom door? They will be the same door. Everything will be deliciously plastic, huh?
A self-cleaning bathroom. Am I in the future? Oui.
Yes, the French future of plastic.
Yeah.
So Kim Kardashian, she's in Paris.
She's in Paris. She's brought all her jewelry with her because she's gonna make the scene. She knows how the game's played. You gotta, if you want to get into these magazine shoots, you gotta have
gild the lily somewhat.
That's right. You know, she's not getting any younger either.
I don't even know how old she is. Probably late 30s.
Maybe.
For men of our age, that's like...
Yeah, I mean, there's parts of her that are significantly younger. But
yeah. Anyway, so what's she doing? She's brought all her jewelry. She's in Paris.
yeah, she's in the fanciest hotel in Paris, and she gets whacked. There's
What do you mean she gets whacked?
not whacked, but she
doesn't get assassinated.
She gets fleeced. She gets stung. She gets robbed.
Oh, right. Okay, that's significantly less bad than... I mean, I just feel like, Glenn, that we would have heard of Kim Kardashian being assassinated 4 years ago.
No, not
You wouldn't be breaking it to the world.
You got to go to the websites I do. They get the real news there.
Yeah. They reanimated her.
Yeah, pretty quickly, just so nobody would know.
Yes, she got robbed.
She gets pinched.
Well, that's just Paris.
Yeah.
Come on. You can't sashay that fabulous bulbous Armenian body past me.
No.
Was that the pinchy pinchy?
No way. I'm trying to get you over my mirrored shoe so I can see up your dress. I had to guide you like a sheepdog.
I never thought he'd have mirrored shoes. I underestimate the filthy Frenchman in your mind. I underestimate him. Yeah, these are...
But that's one thing. But the guys who did it, they were they're called the Grandpa Gang, or probably the Grand-Père.
The Grandpa Robbers. These are
Grandpa
some
Robbers.
very old criminals.
Yeah, they were like in their 70s.
Yeah.
But
There's five of them.
5 of them, but
Sadly, not 5 of them will be standing trial, because one of them's already dead. Another one is been lost to dementia. Right?
They're all probably going to jump on that train pretty soon. I don't remember anything either.
One of the 2 ringleaders, his underworld nickname was Omar the Old.
He'd had that nickname a long time.
Listen, I have been old for a really long time. So remember when the cars went jug, 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 jug? It was me. I was the one who went jug, jug, jug. Yeah.
But they did it by dressing up as police officers to gain access into the hotel, and I'm just like, who would have believed? Like, is there a police commissioner convention going on? Why are 5 very old policemen there?
Exactly. It's a tradition in Central Paris that each policeman must have an hunch. He must have a pronounced hunchback. It's a tradition going way back. We find you can store things in the hunch.
Well, just did they pull up in a car and then all slowly have to get out? Okay. Just a siren just going.
Just riding somewhere while waiting for the step to lower.
But yeah, they and the hotel guy bought it. He's like, oh yeah, the old police are here.
Oh, thank God.
You must be from the old town.
This all checks out.
Is there some treason going on? Like just like an old timey crime.
So the witch needs ducking. Oh, she's on the 5th floor, sir.
So yeah, then they tied her up. They had no idea who she was.
Not only that, she actually said in an interview, right? This is an incredible bit of French detail. Right? She had said, she had a very emotional interview not long after the robbery, and she'd woken up. She was sleeping in her bed, and she was just in a bathrobe. Right? Other than that, she was, naked under the bathrobe. Mm-hmm. And she said one of them came towards her, and she was like, it's not unreasonable to assume that something dreadful could be about to happen to you as a woman under those circumstances. But instead, they tied her up in a French criminal technique known as saucissonage. Apparently, French criminals traditionally tie people up so that you look like a sausage. The weird little twining they put around their traditional sausages. Yeah.
It's a craftsman. He'll be there for an hour.
Yes, it is a very old tradition.
Omar invented it.
Well, Omar's father was the first one to tie up the sausage, if you know what I mean. We needed somebody to go undercover as a lady, and Omar's dad was willing to do it. These poor old boys, they got they didn't recognise her.
No.
That's the best bit. They had no idea.
They knew she was Kanye West's wife, but I guess they just didn't watch TMZ or
had an erection in the last 20 years.
Yeah, she was very safe.
Yeah. They fucking sucked every one of her Werther's originals. That's not me. That's not dirty talk. They actually fucking sucked every boiled sweet she had in that room.
Yeah, well, there was a dish.
This
was a high class place.
A lot of Fisherman's Friend got used that day. It's crazy.
Yeah, and they'd stole all her jewelry, and that was the point of the heist. They were sort of in, they were out, but then it gets weirder. The way they got caught, the head guy who claims he's not the leader of this gang. I'm sure they've all pinned it on the guy with dementia now. Now that you mention it, he was the mastermind. But he,
Carlos the crackpot. It was his idea. He was always crazy. But now he's crazy and loves soup.
But he tried to escape on a bicycle he had all the jewels in a backpack.
Yeah.
But he was so old, he wasn't wearing the backpack. He tried to hang it on the handlebars. He was riding away with it open. Like in a way that even kids know not to do that.
Yeah.
And he got the bag stuck in the wheel and flipped over and lost one of the then it all spilled out, and then he had to scrabble around on the street trying to collect all the pearls and what have you.
Yeah.
And ended up losing the most expensive one, and somebody found it and turned it in, and I think that's how they...
No, it's even crazier than that. Somebody found it and went, oh, that's nice, and wore it to work the next day.
Really?
Yeah, she wore it into her office job. It's like £500,000 worth of diamond encrusted necklace that she just wore into her, her regional office of, cheesemongers. I don't know.
Prison guard.
Yeah. It was only then when she saw it was all over the news, she was like, oh, that's probably where it came from. Well, up to that point, you just find diamond necklaces in the street and you're like, finds all Ziki pearls. Pennies from heaven, huh? I mean, it's extraordinary, isn't it? There's so many weird little French touches to the story. He said, he's the old boy, the ringleader is a guy called Younis Abbas, who's 62 years old. And he said that he's since written a memoir. So French criminals. I suppose you want to know about my inner monologue? I'm not merely a thief.
Every couple of pages is just blank. He's like, I'm sorry, I don't
snitch. Okay. So most of the book is blank. Or blanc, which is French for white. Like a page. Yes, but that's what he had no idea who he had robbed. Yeah. And the next day, his missus, it was all over the news, and he comes in and his missus said to him, this has you written all over it. Apparently she glared at him and said, this has you written all over it. You've gone and robbed show business royalty, haven't you? But he only did it. It was his last ever job.
What? Well,
this was going to be his retirement fund.
Yeah, it sounds like he needed to retire. Like,
yeah.
When you're wiping out on a bicycle,
and
you got the loot on you. Ring.
So please. just. Yes, we nap in the middle of our aid. We nap whatever the hell we want.
But like when he stood trial too, I think in France you have to stand when you're being interrogated for your own crime. But he was so old that they were like, they let him sit for some of it, and then they also let him go have a pee. Like after an hour, they're like, oh, he needs a pee. And then, of course, that would have caused everyone else on trial to need a pee too. and then probably the judge too. Like, I could see the judge sort of taking a shine to these guys.
Is that why it was like 9 years since? It's 9 years. They caught him in like a couple of months. It's been 9 years.
Yeah.
It's just every time sit down. Okay. Are we ready to do this trial? Where? Okay.
We need a wee.
I need to read. I'm sorry.
It was only when everybody said we.
Said I thought, I do? It won't take long.
They start shuffling towards the door.
Just a tiny tinkle.
Yeah.
9 years of tinkling.
I imagine the judge, if he's an old guy, probably is like, this is the first time he's ever had people his own age in his courtroom.
Yeah, true. He's not young arseholes from the banlieue.
No,
it's actual.
No. Yeah, he's gonna start like having I could have been a criminal. I want to join this little gang.
You know what I like about you guys? You remember the fax machine, huh? Tricky, huh? It was tricky.
Yeah, I have to talk to the gang again in my quarters. Come on, boys.
Come on. I have second season of Matlock with subtitles. So we get to actually hear the actors.
That's right. Remember Nintendo?
Duck Hunt? You guys
We're gonna play Duck Hunt back there.
You guys must remember Columbo, huh? Just one more thing. Remember that? Just one more thing. Brilliant, huh?
Come on. Yeah, we got those. We'll be in there all day. We get to don't.
Please. I want very important documents, a coffee machine, and lots of blankets. Tartan ones, yeah? What?
Why not?
What?
That's why it's taken 9 years. The judge is just, he doesn't want it to end. It's the endless summer. They're in there watching Lost Boys.
I think you find it's the endless autumn. I don't want it to end. You know, those are the only people in the criminal justice system I can relate to. You know? You remember me and you guys, we remember when Jolly Holiday was really in his prime.
I remember a thin Gerard Depardieu.
Oh, he was like Auric. So was not a pick on him. When we were young. And Gerard was a skinny man. When we were young, we was a ballet in an unironic way. When we were young, everyone ate meat and gays were just a rumor.
Yeah, I feel for this judge. He's just going through. All his regrets in life are coming out of this. I should have been a criminal.
I should have
something. I should have done something with my hands.
I would have loved to tie her up like a sausage. Mademoiselle, it is my duty to inform you I am going to tie you up like a sausage.
The judge would very hardly like to call Kim Kardashian to stand.
Oh, here she comes. You're as nice looking towards me as you are going away.
Just all done in French. You just can't really get what's going on.
What?
Just the judge starts tying her up like a sausage.
I need to see how the boys did it.
It's all part of it.
There's some seriously bumpy parts to your sausage, if you understand me. Crazy.
Do they wear the weird wigs in France?
What do you mean?
The judges.
Oh, don't know. I've never been before the beak in France.
Yeah, I've got them in those like Renaissance ones in my head, like real big
scarlety robes, yeah. A weird square hat with a tassel on top,
beauty mark drawn on.
I see.
Painted white faces. Dangerous liaisons.
Yes.
It was a scandal.
You know, when we were young boys, I would have chopped your head off, chop. But now I have mellowed towards you. I have come to like you, Eunice. And Omar, who I think is middle-aged rather than old.
Yeah, I don't have a connection with him. He's too young.
He's a bit of a young shave off to me.
Yeah, put him in jail. I don't like him.
Take your teenage antics and go away.
Yeah.
Take your rock and roll music.
You destroy the balance. We have to slow down for you. You don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah. So there you go. The Grandpa Robbers.
Yeah. We salute you. We hope that you do your 20 years and you get out and you've learned your lesson.
Yeah, exactly. You'll come back out ready for the final 50 years of your lives.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's programs where you'll reintegrate into society. They'll find you a job at a key cutting shop. You'll be fine.
This is actually quite a difficult job.
Especially now that there's like a machine doing it across from you.
Yeah.
There's a key that there's a machine now, like a
robot.
Yeah,
like a key making robot.
Yeah, not like. That's a terrible simile because that's what it is.
Oh, I see. It's a key making robot. Yeah. Like.
Yeah,
that was Geordie style. Just threw the like in at the end.
I got you.
Yeah, very good. Yes. Well, yeah. I suppose the only victim in this is the victim.
Yeah, and I'm sure she got some more jewelry. So.
She would have definitely got some more jewelry. Yeah. But no matter what jewelry you get, Kim, it'll never be as sparkly as your lovely brown eyes.
Which? I thought that was disgusting for a second. I hope you're only talking about two of those.
I'm glad. Hopefully the criminal underworld of Paris has learnt its lesson. Don't steal jewels.
Yeah. What a French crime. Pink Panther was
it?
involved.
Very old. It's more like a beige panther.
That's how old they were. That was their idea. They were going to steal jewels like pirates.
Oh, so, once you have them, you can swallow them, pass them in a couple of weeks' time.
It's very good if you get shipped off to a work camp on an island to have a ruby in your anus.
Well, ruby is so nice and rounded. Not like a cubic stargonium. Tearing my chalfons. Well, anyway, very good.
Yeah.
Well, good luck. Hopefully everybody's learned their lesson. Do you want to have one more story, Mr.
Let's
Glenn?
do it.
Well,
Let's do
Mr.
it.
Glenn, I would like to take you to the world of Greater Manchester.
Oh, yes. The what's that circular road around Manchester?
I don't know. But I think you just spent the last 20 minutes criticising elderly Frenchmen. You've gone and drifted off trying to remember the name of a motorway.
It's
Right.
not an easy one to remember.
No. Well, let me tell you this story, right? We'll give this 10 minutes.
Sure.
Yeah, go quicker. So, let me take you to the world of Greater Manchester,
Okay.
where some Nazis have been caught smuggling a swastika birthday cake into a pub to celebrate Adolf Hitler's birthday.
Well, it's not the worst thing Nazis have ever done.
No, okay, no, well, I'll grant you that, but that's only goes all the more to reason not to celebrate the fucker.
Yeah, and it's also not your traditional Nazi celebrating land. Like Manchester during the 40s was pretty not Nazi.
No. But, they get bald, and they get barred. So hard to imagine that being the voice of the Nuremberg rallies. All right, kid. Is everybody ready for a bit of a torchlight parade? You wouldn't think it looking at us because we're all bald jobbers, but we're actually the masquerades. We're the Ubermensch. Ubermensch, mate.
They just like saying that through their nose.
That's right. Sing high.
Yeah, wouldn't the master race use their mouth more to speak?
It's so ridiculous. It was a pub in Oldham called the Duke of Edinburgh. And who knew that would be a right-wing establishment? In all fairness to the boozer, the people who owned the pub said they hadn't seen this happen. These dudes had actually snuck the cake in and gone and sat in the corner like the alpha male supreme humans that they are. They had a swastika cake. And there's just like, 9 of them. 9 have been bailed. And then they raided their houses because, Nazis. Let's see what else the Nazis have. And one of them had, and I quote, a suspected grenade. I mean, what? I mean, you can't be half pregnant. Is it or isn't it? Like, give it a shake.
And if it's only half of a grenade, get away from it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, in one of their gaffs, it's not going to be an avocado, so it's definitely a grenade. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now you seem to have an avocado with a pin in it. It's not ridiculous.
I mean, who made the cake? Was it like one of those cake shops that wouldn't make cakes for gay people?
Oh, you mean Northern Ireland?
Yeah.
Oh, there's no way I'm letting a man love another man. Oh, please come in, Nazis. Lovely.
Yeah.
I believe it's his 136th birthday. That's what they were celebrating. They said they were celebrating the 136th birthday of Uncle A.
Wow.
Like, what? And I was like, I for a moment, I was like, except for the fact that the cake is actually a swastika, I was like, maybe it's a different
Yeah.
A. You know? Maybe it's Albert. Maybe they're celebrating the,
Maybe
Albert Einstein.
Yeah, or like he was a Hindu scholar, and it wasn't really a swastika. It's like, oh, sorry, now with the mold,
Sorry,
it's
mate,
the other way around. But
I made the cake in a mirror. Bit unusual. Didn't mean to. But now it's come out all nutsy. Should have seen me face. I was like, fucking hell, Linda. All the lads are going to laugh at me. It's meant to be Sanskrit, you know.
And you're not going to believe this. It's kosher. A couple of the lads are Jewish, so yeah, I made sure it's kosher. There's no gelatin in it or any Jew, should they want to, could come in and have a piece of this cake. Now,
seems unlikely. Now that we buggered it all up. Now we look like we're Nazis. We're not. We're just lads who just happen to have hand grenades, swords, and crossbows in our houses.
Yeah. Could happen to anybody.
One of them reviewed it, their party, and put online going, what a wonderful day of laughter and lively conversation.
Yeah.
Amongst the Nazis.
They didn't get caught with the cake. They don't look like the kind of guys who would have a cake linger that long. Actually be caught with it.
We're going to liberate the cake, boys. Just have a couple of pints and liberate the cake. In all fairness, I've had a look at these dudes, and it's that, people go, look, 2 generations back, your family fought in D-Day. I don't think so.
Yeah.
These dudes look like their lot were like pilfering off bomb sites, during the Blitz, just stealing people's fixtures and fittings from the rubble, like
pretending to be gay so they didn't have to serve.
Yeah. I'm a fairy. I can't, mate. I'll just break into song. Nobody wants that on the landing craft. On Omaha Beach. A 1, a 2, a 3 and a 4. All right, lads, let's razzle dazzle them. It's so ridiculous. I do you know what I feel when I saw it's a story. I just natty bake far right cake enthusiasts. Just how gutted they would have been first time they saw it in the listings. Great British Bake Off. Finally. Proud to be British and love cake. They would have been sat down there, nice cuppa. Got a cup of tea ready.
Yeah.
I've told Linda she's on the way through. Here we go. Here we go, razzle dazzle. Here we are. Great British Bake Off. Bit of pride in the nation. Because the first time we would have saw Matt Lucas as well. All right, it's all right, actually. He's a small ball fella.
Yeah, he could be one of us.
He's probably one of us. Boy. And when he decided to fan scroll, like, fucking hell, who's that lad? Who's that lad? A bald lad? And he's put the effort in because he's bald on the eyebrows as well. That's so even his facial expressions are Nazis. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Well.
You can't have it in the Great German Bake Off. It's actually, that cake's illegal.
It's literally illegal. Yeah. Well, I think the cake turned out to be kind of illegal one way or another.
Do you reckon?
The owner said they were tricked by the group.
Was the cake good, though? I don't know. I guess we'll never know, because they'll just act like it was delicious. We loved
every last morsel.
What if it was, maybe that's how they got caught, because it was really dry and it was just kind of unedible. A couple of people poked a few slices around the plate with their forks. But
I'll be honest with you, mate, it's as dry as Rommel's sandal.
Yeah, well, somebody licked the goddamn swastika off it, because it's just sitting there on the table.
So weird. Like, what? Like, nothing makes any fucking sense. Like, do you know what? Who I'm a really big fan of? A genocidal maniac.
Yeah.
He started a world war. He's personally responsible for the death of 20 million people. He'd like a cake. If you look at Hitler, his foam-flecked crazy face as he just rants in front of thousands of people at a torch-lit parade. He's a cake fan. He's a cake fan.
He would take special delight in the marzipan panzer that we put on the corners.
The marzipan.
Once we thought of it, we had to do it.
Once you have a marzipan, you will win the competition. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, yes, they're in trouble. They've been bailed so far. I don't know what the conditions of their bail are.
Right. Probably.
No self-raising flour. White flour only.
Yeah. Goes without saying.
Just going into bakery shops. You got any white flour?
Can I send this brown flour back to where it came from?
And by that, I mean your shelf, mate. Mr. Patel, if you don't mind.
Yeah. But it's actually really good mates with them. Like, oh, hey John.
Please don't call me John. I prefer Stone Trooper 78.
Yeah. When he's with his gang, he hates Patel. But when he's in there on his own,
He's very helpful. He gives you lots of tips.
Sorry, can't know you today though.
Enjoy your cake. Don't you worry, mate. I will. First we start with the cake, and then you're next, mate. It's the Munich beer hall punch would have been very different. Yes, we just had a cake, bake sale.
Yeah.
Since the Stone Troopers went straight through there.
We had a cake, bake sale.
Stormed in, put our hundreds and thousands down. No ornate toppings.
Stop squeezing the icing.
Stop for the innuendo with the soggy bottom gag. We've had the soggy bottom gig. Paul Hollywood, you're the least Hollywood thing I've ever seen. Just sparkly blue eyes.
Yeah, we like that part.
Yes, it's quite the Aryan. Yeah, but he is also Scouse, so that's down point.
Yeah.
You can't win them all. Or in the case of a Nazi, win them ever.
Yeah, you can.
Win
Yeah.
them ever.
0 for 2.
2 for 2. Oh, well, there you go.
Well, maybe this is all part of his 100-year plan. It's like they're playing possum. now,
No.
yeah, then we rise.
Should have had it. They probably had a meeting, didn't they? How can we make ourselves more approachable? People go, all right, it's actually all right for an answer.
It's moist. You got to give him that. I'm not saying I like swastikas, but this is a good cake. Black forest.
It's raised very well, if you know what I mean. I cook them under candlelit torch. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, think about yourselves. Either give up bacon or giving up being a Nazi.
Yeah.
And don't give up bacon.
Yeah, it sounds like you've got a lovely part of your personality ready to shine through.
Yeah.
If you just stop
Being a
drawing
Nazi.
swastikas on your lovely baked goods.
Yeah. You won't be any less of a man.
No.
Just because you've got the Lib Dem logo on your cake now. Which is every cake. I'm not saying everybody bakes cakes as a Lib Dem, but every cake they bake, if it came alive through a gypsy's curse, would definitely vote Lib Dem.
Yeah.
The cakes would be voting Lib Dem. Yeah. We all know that. The scones are a swing vote. And the barnbrack is definitely Sinn Féin.
Depends if they got raisins. The scones. That'll tell you a little bit about it.
A little bit of the scones. What another astonishing installment of Eejits of the World.
Yeah, we did it one more time. Got it.
And you know what? We'd be nothing without the Eejits.
Yeah.
If they didn't keep attacking radars and making Nazi cakes and stealing jewellery off the most famous woman in the world that you don't know who she is, falling off bicycles.
Yeah. Looking at tissues and seeing the whole world. I saw the whole universe in that picture. That was the biggest bag of cocaine I'd ever seen in my life.
And I'll be thinking about that bag for 20 years straight. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this week's installment of Eejits of the World. I would like to thank you on behalf of my colleague here, Glenn Wool.
And my colleague here, Andrew Maxwell.
Yes. And most weeks we're here, unless we're away off doing something else. We're making more episodes for you. They come out every Wednesday, and then we put out clips on the weekend. We're on all your social medias. Please like and subscribe, follow us, comment under the clips. It all means the world to us.
Everything helps.
It all helps. It has been a Pod People production. Pod People.